Welcome to my kitchen. It may not be the fanciest kitchen, but I just want to invite you in because I know a lot of people are home a lot because of this dreaded COVID-19. So let's start from the beginning. My name's Tonja and I'm a proud Burst Ambassador. I'm here today to talk to you about quick and healthy recipes that anybody can make with simple staples around your house. So I'm kind of targeting my teen patient base. I'm a registered dental hygienist, and what I hear from my patients in the chair is they're home a lot from school, they're online, and they're hungry, and maybe parents are back at work. So I love my teen patients, and I just wanted to get on here to see if I could help some of them. Follow me into my refrigerator. It doesn't have to be difficult to be yummy. I'm sure everybody knows that. So let's see. I'm feeling a little bit south of the border. What do you guys think? Tortillas? Everybody likes an egg now and then, right? So I'm gonna take 2 eggs, 2 tortillas, and some cheese. Now, I don't have ripe avocados yet, but I would highly recommend you add avocados, some grilled onions, whatever vegetables you like, grill them up, and I'll show you how. So we've got some cheese. Some people like cheddar. I love cheddar. Some people like Monterey Jack. Use whatever cheese you have. How about an onion? We're gonna grill this up and I'm gonna show you how. You know, when you get breakfast burritos or quesadillas from that great taco truck or morning truck, they usually fry up potatoes. So let's fry a potato and put it in there. Let's talk about what we're gonna cook our breakfast quesadilla in. So there's many things you could cook it in. If you choose butter, you just want to make sure that you keep the pan on low so you don't burn the butter. But the trick that I use is I put a little bit of avocado oil, about a teaspoon of avocado oil and about a tablespoon of butter together in the pan, and that way the butter won't burn. You can just use the avocado oil plain if you want to be healthier, and this is a high burning oil, so you can put it up as high as you want to. Coconut oil is a nice alternative. It gives it a little bit different flavor. And then for you non-dairy people out there, I go back and forth. I can do a little dairy, but I found this at Imperfect Foods and I'm addicted. It tastes just like butter. So let's get our ingredient list. To cook with, we're going to use a teaspoon of avocado oil and a tablespoon of butter in the pan. We're going to fry up our potato. We're going to chop up our tomato, and you can do it either cooked with the onion, and then cheese, whatever cheese you like, 2 eggs, and 2 tortillas. I am choosing, since I'm doing a little bit of chopped tomato, I'm doing the green tomatillo sauce, and just a sprinkle of ground pepper and salt. I am gonna go for the easy way out, and I'm doing the seasoning instead of the fresh garlic, but whatever garlic seasoning you have is yummy. Let's go. Now for the onion, you are gonna need a sharp knife. If you don't have a sharp knife, hopefully you have some onion powder. That would be another alternative. So off of that huge onion, I'm going to use about that much. So next to my finger, it's probably maybe 1/10 of a large onion. And I'm going to keep it in lengthwise because I'm going to grill it, so it's going to shrink down. Yeah. In case you don't have any garlic salt or seasoning, and you happen to have a garlic, you just pop that off of the whole garlic, and then I'm going to show you how to take the skin off easily. You take a knife. You can actually even use a butter knife. So all you do, and do this with one hand, that's how easy it is. You just go on the flat surface and you smash it. Smash it, you'll hear it crunch, and then it's much easier with two hands, but this will just come right off. As you can see, doing this with one hand is even easy. Ta-da! And it's ready to be chopped up. You can even use a butter knife to chop this up. I'm not kidding you, you guys. Here's my potato. After I chopped it up, just really thin, like shoestring French fry, and just try to do it uniform as best as you can. I mean, if you have some that are different, like this one, it'll be fine. And you're gonna use all oil to fry these up first because they're gonna take longer. I would do this first, and then I would do the grilled onion, then the tomato. If you feel like doing tomato, chop it up because that's a softer vegetable. Add the garlic in there so it doesn't burn. And if you're using avocado, don't cook that. So I'm not going to use a lot of oil. This is not filling up much of the pan. I just put it in here until it was more than just coating the pan. And then one trick I would tell you is to mix the potatoes around the pan to coat it with the oil so it doesn't stick. And then I'm using a cast iron skillet. I always use cast iron skillets. It actually helps with anemia because the iron in it goes into the vegetables or whatever food you cook. And this is a little high. If it starts sticking, you want to lower the heat. The cast iron gets hot really quickly. And then just move it around. And just, you know, play with the temperature. Don't leave your potatoes, okay? This is a dish when you're doing the potatoes. Pretty much the whole thing is going to go pretty fast. So you don't want to leave them. Or you could have a grease fire, or you could have a bunch of burnt food. So the good thing about it is because you have to be here, it's a fast recipe. If you're hungry, you're going to be able to eat this quick. So I'm going to, now that it's soaked and the temperature in the pan is pretty even, I'm going to raise it up to a little bit more than medium. Now, a tip I have is a lot of people have these air fryers now. If you have a Ninja, I would highly recommend to air crisp your vegetables because it's faster, it's easier, and it tastes really, really yummy. As the potatoes are frying, I'm going to use a smaller cast iron skillet to do the eggs. I'm going to do it like an omelet. So let me show you how. So I eye everything. I'm just going to put a drizzle of oil in here. This is avocado oil. And then I like butter. This is probably too much. I'm just going to again coat it. So just put a little bit in there. And if you can't do dairy, you can always use this one. I highly recommend. So we already beat the eggs. You just put it in there. And you heat up the pan first. Then you put it down to low. And then you get a top. This is a trick. You get a top that you can see through. This one doesn't even fit the pan, but you put it over there and then it'll be much easier to flip. So as you're letting the egg cook on low, you can see the potatoes are getting brown, and just gently toss them around so they get evenly brown. And you can get them as brown as you like. Some people like them more cooked, some like just slightly toasted. Here are our little shoestring fries. You want to salt it when it's hot and the oil is still on it so the salt sticks. So what I do is I just put some salt in my hand and then I sprinkle it around. I like pepper on my fries too, so I'm going to put a little pepper on here. Salt and pepper fries are yummy. Have you tried it before? Ooh, look at our egg. Turn off the heat. It was on low. And it just makes it so much easier because you're cooking the fries, you're cutting up the vegetables, and when you put it on low and then you put a top on, it's pretty much done. And remember, you have your oil butter mixture in here so it doesn't stick. This is a cast iron skillet. I need 2 hands because I need to hold the handle when I flip it, so 1 second. I flipped it with 2 hands because I had to hold the skillet, and you don't have to have the fire on for this because the cast iron skillet is really hot, and it was pretty much done. I just don't like any runny egg. And then I'm going to take this out right away. I'm just going to heat the tortillas right on my stovetop. Make sure that the grill's clean. And then I'm going to sprinkle the cheese on, put the potato. The onion is not going to take long to grill, so you can put all that together and then grill your onions, put that on top, put more cheese and tomato chopped up, and put the other tortilla on and put it in the oven. I'm gonna warm up the oven now. 350 should be fine. So by the time you get all that together and you grill the onions, that should be preheated. Put it in the oven for maybe 2 to 5 minutes just so that everything smashes together, and then you'll cut it up like a pizza. Okay, so I cooked my first tortilla right on that grill, just got it warm and a little browned, and then I put my egg from in here right on top of there, and I just shredded some cheese right on top of there, and because it's nice and warm and the oven's nice and warm, it's slowly melting. Ooh, let's put some of these potatoes on here. Just gonna sprinkle some of these on there. As many or as few as you like, and let's do the onions. And you know, you can use as little or as much as you want. You can chop them up if you'd rather chop them up, but I like them. We're kind of doing the, you know, shoestring potatoes, so we're matching that up. Okay, so I grilled my onions for a couple minutes on high, and then I chopped my tomato. It's a half a tomato. I did decide to add some garlic, so I added the grilled vegetable medley, if you will, tomatoes and onions, garlic, and then more cheese. And right on the grill here, I'm just doing the tortilla right on the grill. I would recommend when you flip it to turn it on low so you don't burn your fingers, or turn it off completely. I've been doing this since I was a kid, so parents, I'm sorry if you hate me for telling your kids to do this, but I've never hurt myself before. Just make sure you turn it on low, or, you know, for safety's sake, let's turn it all the way off and then flip it. It's nice and hot now, so we're gonna just put it on top of there and use your spatula to pat it down. And all that cheese is melting it all together. Just put this all in here. And then use our rubber mitt. First, let's open the oven. Put it in there. and put the timer on for 2 minutes. Okay, I got the quesadilla out of the oven. All the ingredients are inside and the cheese made it all stick together. Let's check it out and cut it like a pizza and enjoy with our salsa. So easy, and you should smell. You're gonna love how your kitchen smells. So here it is, and in case you do have avocado and you want to put it in, you just raise this up, put the slices in, and just pat it down. There's enough for 2 people, but if you're really hungry like me, I'm gonna eat all of this myself. Let me show you close up. Isn't that yummy? It's so good. And I'm gonna, of course, dip this in my tomatillo sauce. So you can see that it is not hard to create a very, very yummy, and this is a nutritious meal as well. If you want it to be more nutritious, you can use cheese alternative, or you could use less cheese. Bon appetit! I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for another edition of Cooking at Home during COVID. The fried potatoes are like the trick. This is so good. I'm not sad. The onions made me cry. So there's a trick to that. I am not going to talk about that on this one, so you have to stay tuned for the next one about little tricks in the kitchen. Like not crying when you chop onions.